In today's video, we will be seeing about the few terms and जो भी terminology statistics की थी वो मैंने last lectures में समझाई थी, and by using those terminologies today we will see how we can present our data, the collection which we have done, the raw data which we have, how we can present it in the form of tabular formation, graphical formations. Let's see, जो कि मैं already पिछले वीडियो में सब कुछ आपको statistics क्या होता है बेसिक से समझा चुकी हूँ. So just have a look at the question. Consider the marks obtained by 10 students in a mathematics test as given below. So these are the 10 students, the marks of 10 students which are given. This is a raw data जो कि आपको collection करके मिला है कि 10 लोगों के marks. आपको और collection करने के बाद क्या करना पड़ता है? Organize करना पड़ता है. How we will organize it? We can organize it in the form of छोटे से बड़ा या बड़े से छोटा, that is ascending order, or it can be in the descending order. If I arrange it in the form of descending order, बड़े से छोटे में arrange कर रही हूँ, so the maximum marks out of 10 is 96. So I am descending order में कर रही हूँ, arranging the data in descending order. So largest is 96. उसके बाद आप देखोगे तो it is 78, then 75. Then you get 73. 70 की लाइन के मार्क्स खत्म हुए, then it comes to 60. So you have 60, 60 twice. So you can write 60, 60. Fine. Then you have, how much you have? Then you have 55. Then it is 40. Then 36. Then 25. I hope all the 10 students are covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So हमने क्या करा? 10 बच्चों के मार्क्स को असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज किया. We have organized the given data in some form. Now by organizing it, can we say the highest marks is nothing but 96 and lowest is nothing but 25. Lowest is nothing but 25. आपको अगर इसमें से ढूंढने को बोलती तो भी ढूंढ लेते, but it becomes little complicated. Sometimes there must be a confusion. So when we organize the data, so we can easily find it out who is highest and who is lowest. So this is a small data actually, chunk of data. अगर आपको बहुत ज़्यादा डाटा दे दिया जाए, 1000-2000 डाटा दे दिया जाए, तो then it becomes very difficult. That's why we need to organize it first. So highest मिल गया, lowest मिल गया, and if I need to find the range of the data, range is nothing but highest minus lowest. That is 96 minus 25. And 96 minus 25 will give you 71. So the range for the data is 71. So this is the way, this is the smallest example which I can give you how the statistics work, and जो हमने last video में explain किया था कि कैसे collection, then how we organize it and how we take the, how we use the terminologies which we have already discussed. तो ये सब चीज़ हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, बस हमने सम में कैसे यूज करते हैं वो नहीं देखी थी. तो आज से हम वो देखने वाले हैं कि हाउ वी एक्चुअली रिप्रेजेंट इट. So this is nothing but the smallest example which I can give you is by organizing it and by taking out the range, lowest value and highest value. Now let's have a look on this question. The question given to us is the blood group of 30 students of class 8 are recorded as follows. These are the 30 students, सभी के blood groups हमने record किए हैं 30 students के. Represent this data in the form of the frequency distribution table, which is the most common and which is the rarest blood group we need to find. किसमें फॉर्म करने को बोला है? फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल में. हाउ वी विल फॉर्म इन फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल, इधर देख लेते हैं क्या फॉर्म कर रहे हैं. ब्लड ग्रुप, ब्लड ग्रुप, ब्लड ग्रुप विद व्हाट विल बी द ब्लड ग्रुप एंड हाउ, व्हाट इज द फ्रीक्वेंसी, व्हाट इज द फ्रीक्वेंसी. सो लेट्स हैव अ ब्लड ग्रुप. ब्लड ग्रुप ए ले लेती हूँ. ए कितनी बार आ रहा है? फ्रीक्वेंसी का मतलब हम ऑलरेडी लास्ट के वीडियो में समझ चुके हैं कि व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय फ्रीक्वेंसी. सो ए, दीज आर द डाटा गिवन फॉर 30 स्टूडेंट्स. लेट काउंट हाउ मेनी टाइम्स ए रिपीट, फॉर हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हैव द ए ब्लड ग्रुप. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 students out of 30 have blood group A. So how frequently it is occurring? Now we have blood group B. Let's see how many of us have blood group B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 students have blood group B. Similarly, we can go for O. How many of us having O? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 students have blood group O. Now we have a blood group AB. हमारे पास 4 blood group थे, A, B, O and AB. AB have 1, 2, 3. 3 for AB. So if you add all these, the frequency, the total of frequency comes out to be 30. Let's see. 9 plus 6 will give you 15. 15 plus 3 is nothing but 18. 18 plus 12 will give you 30. So how many students we are having? 30 students. So the total of frequency is nothing but the strength which we are already having in the question. So 30 students के ये blood groups हैं. अच्छा, हमको question पूछा है which is the most common. सबसे ज्यादा कॉमन कौन सा है? कॉमन वही होगा जो फ्रीक्वेंटली अकर कर रहा है. जिस फ्रीक्वेंटली अकर कर रहा है मतलब जिसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी सबसे ज्यादा. सो मोस्ट कॉमन इज ओ. ओ की फ्रीक्वेंसी सबसे ज्यादा है. सो मोस्ट कॉमन इज ओ अमॉन्ग द क्लास. अमॉन्ग द क्लास. एंड द रेयरेस्ट ब्लड ग्रुप इज जिसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी सबसे कम. दैट विल बी द रेयरेस्ट ब्लड ग्रुप. सो रेयरेस्ट ब्लड ग्रुप इज नथिंग बट AB. Rarest blood group is nothing but AB. So this is the way how we can form the tables in the form of frequency tables. कैसे form कर सकते हैं and how we can represent the data and how we can represent the data. So this is nothing but the tabular representation of the data, of the given data. This was nothing but the data which was given to us and we have organized it in the form of frequency tables. And from the frequency we can say what is the common, most common, what is the rarest blood group in the class with the students, in the class having 30 students. I hope how to represent it in the form of table must be clear. Let's see one more question for the table. Let's have a look on another question. 3 coins were tossed 30 times simultaneously. Each time the number of heads occurring was noted down as follows. So these were the observations which we got. These were the 30 observations which we have. 0 times head आता है, 1 time आता है, 2 time आता है कि 3 time आता है. What is told in the question is prepare a frequency distribution table for the data given below. What we need to do is we need to prepare a frequency distribution table for the given question. Let's see how we can prepare a frequency distribution table. So number of heads occurring, कितने heads आ रहे हैं and what is the frequency of it. What is the frequency of it? That's what we need. कि उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है. Let's see. So if there are 0 heads, so we can count out how many times we got 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times out of 30 times what we are tossing. We are tossing the coin 30 times. So out of 30 times, 6 times we are getting 0. Number of heads. 1 as a number of heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are getting 10 times 1 head, 1 time head. Now we have 2 times head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times. 3 बार कितनी बार आ रहा है देखते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ठीक है, सारी फ्रीक्वेंसीज हमने प्लॉट कर दी 0, 1, 2, 3 के लिए. And if we add this frequency, we should get 30. So let's see. 6 plus 10 will give you 16. 16 plus 9 is nothing but 25. 25 plus 5 will give you 30. So the answer for the frequency comes out to be 30. I hope how to make the frequency table must be clear to you. So this is the way how we can represent the given information in the form of the table. So this is the one way of representation. So in the yesterday's video already we have seen how we can represent it. What are the forms actually in which we can represent it. So this is the one way that in the table form we can represent. It is known as tabular representation. Now we will be moving ahead with the graphical representation, and graphical representation plays a role with bar graphs, histogram, frequency polygon, and with the pie charts and many more things which we have under graphical representation. But in our syllabus it is restricted to bar graphs, histogram and frequency polygon. So we need to learn how all these 3 things under the graphical representation works and how the sums can be handled by using the graphical representation. So this was the nothing but the tabular representation which we had. Now we will be moving ahead with the graphical representation and will be starting with bar graphs. So we will be starting with the graphical representation, and the first form of graphical representation is bar graphs. So what do we mean actually by bar graphs and how it is made? So I can say bar graph is nothing but the pictorial representation, and in the statistics it is always better to represent in a pictorial representation than it is in the number form, because sometimes in the number form it becomes really tedious to see and to judge what is going on. So in that way the bar graphs help in the pictorial representation. So how we represent in the form of bar graphs and what is its fundamentals. Let's see here. Bar graph is a bar which is being represented, anything which is represented as if we told कि हमारी ये frequency थी 5 times it occurs. So 5 times, 10 times, 14 times, whatever it is. So it can be represented in the form of bars, in the form of a chart. तो bars जो होते हैं that is of the uniform length, uniform size I can say, and uniform distance को छोड़ करके ही bar graphs बनाए जाते हैं. For an example, like this. So they have, if suppose this is 1 centimeter का distance छोड़ा है, तो यहाँ पे भी 1 centimeter का ही distance छोड़ेंगे. So that is, it is uniformly distributed. एक centimeter के distance पे ही बनाएंगे. So that is uniformly distributed. That's why we mostly make the bar graphs on the graph paper. Graph paper पे आपको already gradients mark किए होते हैं, and the one block is for 1 centimeter. So you can make 1 centimeter का bar graph and leave 1 centimeter, and again you can have a graph, have a bar for another 1 centimeter. So I hope you must have understood, you must have got some rough idea about what is bar graph is, and by seeing the question we will come to know how we can represent different things on bar graph. And in the upcoming videos we will be seeing what is the difference between the bar graphs and the histograms. It looks like to be similar, but बहुत कुछ difference है. This is for discontinuous data, actually that is for continuous data. That's why आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कभी भी histogram बनाते हैं तो ऐसा बनाते हैं. We don't have space in between histogram. Correct? So this is the representation of histogram, and this is the pictorial representation of bar graph. So there is a difference between bar graphs and histogram that we will discuss it later when we will come to the part of an histogram. Now let's have a look for the question of bar graph, and we will be able to understand how the bar graph works. Now the question given to us is, a family with a monthly income of rupees 20,000 had planned the following expenditures per month under the various heads. So what are the heads is given in the table, and how much what are the expenditure for the particular head in the thousands is given. For grocery they pay 4,000 in a month, rent 5,000, education 5,000, medicine 2,000, fuel 2,000, entertainment 1,000, miscellaneous 1,000. What you need to do is you need to express these information in the form of a bar graph. How we can do that we will see here कि हम लोग ये सारी information को bar graph में कैसे represent कर सकते हैं. So family is earning how much? 20,000. A family has an income of 20,000 per month, and these are the expenditure of the per month. तो ये expenditure को मेरे को chart के form में represent करना है. So how I can represent it in the form of charts? So what you can do is, so this is the chart, basically your graph paper which have an x-axis over here and which have an y-axis over here, and this is the origin for the chart. ठीक है? So what we can do is we can have grocery. Grocery के लिए expenditure कितना है? 4,000. So what will be the expenditure? What are the numbers will be shown in y-axis, and the heads, the thing which we are doing, or it can be in any other example. तो वो सब चीजें हम किधर show करेंगे? x-axis पर. So let's have a look. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you make it on a graph paper, it will really look good. So grocery expenditure is 4,000. So how much they are doing? Giving 4,000 for grocery. So this is nothing but my grocery. So this is grocery. Now I am spending 5,000 on rent. Now I need to make a bar chart for 5,000. So this is 5,000. Again leaving an equal amount of space from here. 5,000. So this is expenditure for rent. This is my rent. Now education, again I am spending 5,000. Let's have, this is an education. I am spending how much? 5,000. So this is education, which I am spending on. Now I have medicine. Medicine is for 2000. We are spending 2000 on medicines monthly. So this can be the chart for medicines. So this is nothing but medicines. Now we have fuel. Again it gives you 2000. So this is fuel. Correct? Now we have entertainment. We are expenditure is 1000. Miscellaneous expenditure भी 1000 है. So it will be year 1 and year 1. This is for entertainment and this is for miscellaneous. I hope how to represent the given information in the bar graph must be clear. So this is the way how we can represent it in the bar graphs. And please try it down कि हम bar graph paper पे ही बनाए तो वो अच्छे से दिखेगा और अच्छे से समझ में आएगा. So it will have an equal amount of spacing, that is a uniform distribution which we say, and the bar graphs are of uniform distribution. So this is the example which represents how we can plot the given information in the pictorial representation. So this is way how the statistic works. Let's have a look on the given question. Given below are the seats won by different political parties in the polling outcome of a state assembly election. Draw a bar graph and which party won the maximum seat. So these are the political parties which we have A, B, C, D, E, F and the seats won by each of the political parties. We need to represent the given data in the form of a bar graph. Again, how we can represent it? Let's see. We have your x-axis and y-axis. Y-axis पे क्या करेंगे? Seat कितनी आई? वो we will be marking that 0. Let's take a distance for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70 and 75. Fine? And these are the political parties which we will be marking on the x-axis. Let's start with a bar graph. Political party A won 75 seats. कितनी seats won करी? 75. So this is 75 seats. So this will be the bar graph for 75 seats. So this is the political party A we have. Now we can see for the party B wins 55 seats. So we have 55 over here. So this is nothing but 55 seats which is won by party B. Now we have C. Party C wins 37 seats. कितनी seats win कर रही है? 37. So 37 will lie between 35 and 40. Somewhere between 35 and 40. So we can mark like that. So this is a party C. Now party D wins 29 votes. So 29 will lie again here at the verge of 30. So we can mark here. अगर आप यही ग्राफ पेपर पे करोगे तो उधर ग्रेडियंट्स मार्क होते हैं तो आप लोगों को प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. So this is D. E won 10 votes. We have 10 over here. So this is party E. 37 votes were won by party F. 37 votes. So 37 will lie between again 37 and 40. So here we will have above this. So this is party F. So this is the way how we can arrange the given information in the form of bar graphs. So what was asked? Maximum vote किसको मिले? कौन सी पार्टी को मिले? By seeing this number also you can tell that party A wins the maximum vote. Party A wins the maximum vote. Or anywhere around you can see the highest bar graph is for party A. All others are उसके नीचे ही हैं. So this is the way how we can represent the given information in the form of a bar graph. Now in the next video we will be seeing about how we can represent the given information, the given class intervals in the histogram, and which is really very important as compared to the bar graphs. Bar graphs तो हम छोटी क्लासों में भी पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. 8th standard में भी हमने bar graph के through representation किया है. But histogram भी हमने पढ़ा है, but some few new points which has been added in 9th standard we will be explaining. We will come to know about that, and then we will be moving ahead with frequency polygon. So for today we'll be stopping here. I hope you must have liked the content, and up till here what we have learned in the statistics must be clear. We have learned how to represent in the tabular representation and the graphical representation का हम bar graph complete कर चुके हैं, which is a very small topic for this chapter. Now we will be moving ahead with more another graphs in the upcoming videos. Thank you and have a nice day. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.